Cinderella. Once upon a time there lived a beautiful young girl named Ella. She was very kind-hearted, even to her stepmother and stepsisters, who treated her terribly. Every day they made Ella do chores from morning until night, while they sat around and did nothing. Ella didn't mind the hard work. She daydreamed to pass the time. She imagined that she was a royal princess dressed in a fine gown, not her own dress, which was covered with cinders from the fire. "Cinderella! Cinderella!" her stepsisters would tease her, but Cinderella was too lost in her dreams to hear them. One day, a royal messenger dropped off an invitation. All of the ladies in the kingdom were invited to attend a royal ball in honour of the prince. "Do you know what this means?" shrieked the greedy stepmother. "The prince must be looking for a princess. If he chooses one of you, we all could be royalty. Cinderella! Go help your sisters get ready." Cinderella carefully sewed her stepsisters' dresses. She gently fixed their hair, and all without so much as a thank you from them. "May I go to the ball with you too?" Cinderella asked her stepmother quietly. Laughed her stepmother. "What would you wear, Cinderella? That dirty old dress?" Cinderella begged her stepsisters to lend her a dress for the ball. "You?" the oldest stepsister asked. "Borrow my dress? Never! Do you think they want a dirty cinder girl at the ball?" howled the younger stepsister. "Besides," said her stepmother, "you have lot of work to do here. Clean the curtains and mop the floors while we're gone." After her family left, Cinderella burst into tears. How she wished she could go to the ball. "Don't cry, sweet girl," squeaked a tiny voice. Cinderella turned to find a small, sparkly fairy looking at her. "I'm your fairy godmother, and if you wish to go to the ball, then you shall go. Now let's get to work." "First, fetch me a pumpkin, Cinderella, and clean it out," said the fairy godmother. "Now, fetch me some mice." Swoosh! With the wave of her wand, Cinderella's fairy godmother turned the pumpkin into a beautiful coach and the mice into elegant footmen. "Oh!" cried Cinderella, "it's beautiful! But look at me. I have nothing to wear but these dirty rags." "Well," said her fairy godmother, "I can fix that." Suddenly, Cinderella's ragged dress turned into a long, flowing gown. On her feet were a pair of sparkling glass slippers. "Thank you, fairy godmother," said Cinderella. "Enjoy the ball, my child," said her fairy godmother. "But remember this, at the stroke of midnight, all of the magic will disappear." Cinderella arrived at the palace in high style. She caught the eye of the handsome prince, and they spent the entire night dancing, talking, and gazing into one another's eyes. "Who is this mysterious girl?" whispered the guests. "Where did she come from?" Bong! The clock startled Cinderella. It was almost midnight. She gave the prince one last loving look and ran out of the ballroom. "Wait!" cried the prince. "I must know your name. I want to—" But Cinderella had already disappeared, leaving behind only a glass slipper on the palace steps. "Poor Cinderella," taunted her stepsister the next morning. "You missed it. The prince danced all night with a beautiful princess. She and I became good friends." Cinderella smiled knowingly. "I hear the prince is conducting a search for the mysterious princess. Whoever fits the glass slipper she left behind will become his wife." That afternoon, a royal messenger arrived at Cinderella's house. The stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet into the glass slipper, but their feet were much too big. "May I try on the glass slipper?" asked Cinderella. "No!" screamed the angry stepsisters. "Go away!" "Wait a minute," said the royal messenger. "Every woman in the kingdom must try on the slipper. Prince's orders." Cinderella carefully slid her foot into the glass slipper. It fit perfectly. Suddenly, her ragged dress turned into a beautiful ball gown. "Thank you, fairy godmother," whispered Cinderella, "wherever you are." Cinderella married the prince on a beautiful sunny day. She never returned to her stepmother's house or scrubbed another floor after that. And she and the prince lived happily ever after, together in his palace. The end.